You know, the last time we really had severe weather was probably back in June, so it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Within that blue shaded area, right near Atlanta, there's probably some damage going on there. That is some really high wind. It's right in that area here that I think we are seeing that circulation. Indeed, it still looks fairly impressive. They actually have been letting these go and seeing what path they travel to see what the winds are aloft. So I'm going to go ahead and let this go. So basically, you like the severe weather. He likes the tornadoes. He likes the hurricanes, things like that. Yeah. I was the same way when I was a little kid too. You get some rain, and you get some rain, and you get some rain.
I like it.
Is that the salsa?
It works for me.
Ah, much better, much better.
It's blinding you.
What do you think? Yeah, no, really though. You need the shades this morning. Hello there. I don't know what I was doing. I was just like checking to make sure I brought all my snacks and my lunch. That's a tornado debris signature. So basically that's the radar suggesting that there's debris being lofted up in the air. I've actually never seen one in person, but this thing is huge. And by the time it's fully inflated, this whole balloon is going to be about 75 feet tall. We have an eclipse on the way this weekend to the Arklatex, and you'll need specialized sunglasses in order to view that eclipse. This is really bad, right?
It's okay, man. You probably... Wait. It's okay.
Pecan.
What do you say?
That's what I said.
You said pecan.
I said pecan. Pecan, oh no. Oh, hey. Good morning. My plans are to do absolutely nothing this weekend. You have 1 minute of weather to fix your tie.
Okay.
Go. It looks normal.
Okay, it looks normal. Caitlin, try some.
This is a KSLA First Alert Weather Day.
Welcome back. Here's a live look from our Mattress Plus Skycam looking out over Shreveport right now. You'd have no idea that we were underneath the First Alert Weather Day. It looks beautiful outside right now. In fact, that blue sky is shining through. That is not a good thing on a day like this, though. On a day like this, you do not want that sun to peek through because that will lead to warmer temperatures. And the warmer those temperatures get today, the higher that threat will be of severe weather. Already the storms are rapidly developing, mainly just north of Shreveport right now, kind of favoring that I-30 corridor. You can see that up around Texarkana currently, right along the intersection of I-49 and I-30. So right around Texarkana, across much of southwest Arkansas. None of what you see here is severe. Certainly, though, producing some cloud-to-ground lightning and some heavy rainfall, maybe a little bit of small hail, but this is currently not very concerning. And then you look off to the south and west of Shreveport here into East Texas and near Nacogdoches. A little bit of activity trying to get going now. There's still not a lot of instability, not a lot of energy in the atmosphere just yet. Give it a few more hours of daytime heating, though, and things are really going to get going by about the lunch hour. And the Storm Prediction Center now has a large portion of the Arklatex underneath that enhanced risk. That has now been expanded farther to the north and west, so that now does include the Shreveport and Bossier metros. We're kind of on the northwestern fringe of that higher threat area. But basically, the farther south and east that you travel across the Arklatex today, the higher that risk is going to be. There's a lot of what we call wind shear in the atmosphere today, so there's a lot of rotation out there, and so any storms that do develop obviously could acquire that rotation. That's why we have an elevated risk of tornadoes this afternoon. Large hail is also going to be a possibility. Some damaging wind gusts possible with some of those storms out there this afternoon as well. The flooding risk is going to stay on the lower side because these storms are kind of racing along, which is going to limit that heavy rainfall threat. All right, so here's 9 o'clock, basically right where we are now. You can see the storms firing up to the north and west of Shreveport. As we take this towards the lunch hour, look how active it's going to be. And I do think by lunchtime we will likely have some severe thunderstorms ongoing across the area, and some of these could begin to turn tornadic as we head into the afternoon. The best chance of that is south and east of Shreveport, right along I-20 and points south. You can see some pretty nasty stuff down around Natchitoches by mid-afternoon. That will continue through about 5 p.m. and then will slowly quiet down as we head through the overnight hours. But I do think it's going to be a rough couple of hours here across the Arklatex, and that will continue into the afternoon. Temperatures, though, will be held down by the storms today. It's already getting an early start, and that's going to hold things back just a bit. So upper 60s to low 70s. But again, the warmer we get today, the higher that threat will be of some more severe weather as we head throughout the afternoon. So that's why this area is under that highest risk, because that's where the warmest temperatures will be today. Mid 70s around Natchitoches, Coshada 72, Mansfield 71. As you work your way north and west, we will see some slightly cooler conditions up around Texarkana, and that makes sense because that's where the storms have already started there. Mid 60s in the forecast this afternoon. I'll have more updates on the severe weather and also talk about that 7-day forecast here coming up after this brief message.
Now, KSLA First Alert Weather with meteorologist Matt Jones.
Welcome back. Time is now 5:13. Hope you all had a nice long holiday weekend. Back to work, back to school today, and back to the oppressive heat and humidity. Unfortunately, we do have that heat advisory that'll be in effect pretty much all day long. A few storms are in the forecast pretty much every day this week. We're getting into a slightly more active pattern. Still, though, rain chances are only about 20%. And I am tracking another front that will eventually arrive by the weekend. So I mentioned that heat advisory that'll go into effect at 10 o'clock this morning, lasting through 8 p.m. this evening for basically all of the Arklatex. Anywhere that you see shaded in that orange color, we're talking about feels like temperatures at or above 105 as we head into the afternoon. And even this morning, temperatures are pretty warm out there. It's in the mid-70s in Shreveport, a little bit cooler off to our east, Minden at 70, so fairly comfortable for you. Bienville around 72 this morning, Texarkana at 73, and then you get into East Texas here, temperatures mostly in the middle 70s, but it's going to warm up pretty quickly for today. 84 degrees at 10 a.m., 90 at noon. And we're looking at middle and even upper 90s. We could be getting close to 100 today. I don't think we're quite going to make it there for today. Tomorrow, though, that is definitely looking more likely. So 98, that'll be our official forecast high today in Shreveport. Looking at 97 in Texarkana, even up in DeQueen and Idabel. It's going to be pretty hot there for you. Mount Pleasant near 100 this afternoon. Looking at about 94 in Ruston and Coshada at 97 degrees. So humidity levels, they're going to stay in the oppressive category at least through the weekend. So we got a little bit of ways to go here before we see some more comfortable weather. But as we get into Friday and Saturday, a front is going to move in. And behind that front, look at this, by early next week, we are into some more comfortable air. So this heat is not going to last all that long. And as we get deeper into September, typically these little heat waves don't last nearly as long as they did, say, back in July or August. And that is some good news. Rain chances about 20% pretty much every single day through Thursday. And then we bump that up to about a 30% chance Friday and Saturday. And the good news is we actually could see some rain across parts of the Arklatex over the next 7 days. In fact, places along and north of I-20, a few spots here could pick up nearly an inch of rain over the next week. And that would really be some beneficial news. Look at the temperatures, though. Triple digits are back. 100 for tomorrow, 102 for Thursday, and then we bring that next front in. That'll bring us some storm chances and also some cooler temperatures as we drop back into the low 90s by the weekend.